Shalom, this video is about the question of use of music for Shabbat. Orthodox Jews don't use any instruments on Shabbat. Many conservative synagogues do, and many do not, and Reform and Reconstructionists generally do. Now, what are the issues? Well, it's clear they had music and musical instruments on Shabbat in the ancient temple, so why don't they today? Well, for one reason, the temple doesn't exist anymore, and there are some Jews who felt that we shouldn't do anything that would make us feel like the temple wasn't destroyed or to mimic the temple too closely. And so they prohibited music on that basis. And for Maimonides, who had the great rabbi of 1135 to 1204, who wrote the Mishnah Torah, the Code of Law, he had an extreme position on this issue, and he forbade even clapping or singing, although he seemed to limit it to extra singing, because he allowed music during, not instrumental music, but vocal music, of course, during the davening. So that was the issue for him. Now, for the Tosafot, who were the grandsons of Rashi, another great medieval commentator, for them the issue was repair. If the instrument broke, let's say you were playing a guitar and you broke one of the strings, so you'd have to repair the string, and therefore you shouldn't use it at all. Now, on that issue, that seems a little silly. There's a great story about one of the great violinists of all time who happened to be, for polio, could hardly walk, and there's a story about how he labored to get to his seat. He was playing the violin, which has 4 strings, and during the playing, 3 of them broke. And so the question was he going to go back and get the strings, fix his violin? It would take forever to go out, come back. So he played the whole piece with 1 string. I've had in my last 2 synagogues, including this one, we've used music on Shabbat, and when we have guitarists, I've had occasions where the guitarist broke a string. They just played with 5 strings instead of 6, or 11 instead of 12. They didn't fix it then. And the instrument could already be in the building, so carrying would not be an issue, especially if you're playing organ. Now, the Rabbinical Assembly Committee on Law and Standards does permit the use of organs for Shabbat. But there are many conservative synagogues that choose not to follow that decision and to be more stringent. It's certainly their prerogative. Now, evidently, the German Orthodox, contrary to their current histories, it did allow the organ until it became associated with Reform Judaism, and then they limited the organ into ceremonies like weddings. Anyway, I think that's some of the background on the issue. I personally think we should use music on Shabbat. It enhances the quality of the experience. We have a value called Oneg Shabbat, where you want to take delight in Shabbat. And you think about Psalm 150, which says that we glorify God with all kinds of instruments. Hallelujah, B'tziltzalei Shema, Hallelujah, B'tziltzalei Truah. We honor God with all kinds of music. So, but anyway, you want to daven in a place that doesn't use instrumental music, go ahead. You want to daven in a place that does use instrumental music, I certainly think it's permitted by Jewish law, though the Orthodox today don't. So those are some of the issues generally about music on Shabbat.